Robotics Show here on yourliveevent.com. We are talking today with Briley and Josiah from Team 3277 Pro Digi out of Thief River Falls. And before we get started here today, guys, could you just give your guys yourselves a quick introduction for our audience, how long you've been in robotics, and yeah, just any other information?
I'm the build lead, only programmer, and currently on the drive team right now for the team. This is be my third year in FIRST Robotics, and then I was also in Vex IQ before this. So I've had a long history of robotics, and it's one of my favorite sports.
Yep.
I'm Josiah. This is technically going to be my second year, and I've also been in Vex Robotics for a while, and I'm in charge of 3D printing.
Okay. And Josiah, you want to tell us more about the 3D printing aspect of robotics? Like, what are you kind of 3D printing, or for our audience who maybe are unfamiliar?
We make wheels and covers for a robot, and that's basically about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked with a team in Granite City last year, and it was the Baker bots, I think, the Miller bots. They had 3D printed wheels that we saw at Grand Forks, and we were talking with them, and we bought up 2 sets from them, and then eventually they were willing to share the CAD file with us so we could print our own. What type of materials do we use, Josiah?
ABS, PLA,
And TPU.
yeah, TPU.
And then what do we use for the? Why do we use what for the wheels?
For the wheels, we use TPU, and
Because
then we're working on getting the hubs printed with ABS.
Okay.
yeah, we printed them on a PLA for the first time, and that's supposedly cracks a lot. So we went to the ABS, and then our wheels are TPU because it's like a rubbery type of material, so it feels almost like real wheels.
How long does it take to usually make one wheel on a 3D printer?
Um, Around 20-ish hours, I'd say. Sometimes a bit more, depending of what needs to be done.
Okay. Awesome. And you guys are going to it's going to be a busy couple weeks here for you guys coming up. You have week 0 and then the Duluth trip. And yeah, just give us a little preview of these events and what we can expect from you guys over at these events.
Yep. So at Nevis, the week 0.5 is what they're calling it. Um, it'll be less like a typical week 0 and more like a open field. A lot of it will be just time for you to get your robot on the field, and we'll be doing a lot of testing with our elevator, make sure it's hitting all the right heights, and then testing our camera offsets, seeing if they're aligning to what we've been practicing in here. A lot of just calibrating what we already know should be working and then getting it fine-tuned. And then once it's all fine-tuned, a lot of drivers practice and seeing who our drivers for the team are going to be.
Okay. And what are each of you guys looking forward to the most about getting your season in full swing?
What do you think, Josiah? I can go first. I'm really looking forward to just not only the drive aspect of it, but just collaborating with other teams. This year's game idea with the double feeder intake, I think is going to be a lot of strategy on, who's taking on what side and how to have a nice circular rotation so you're not bumping into each other. Because your biggest, I think, opponents in this game are going to be your own teammates. Trying to not run into your teammates is going to be a big aspect of the game. So that's kind of what I look forward to.
I look forward to driving, but mostly human player if they need that, and and cooperating with other teams, making sure everything works well.
Okay. And you guys kind of mentioned it there. You talked a little bit about the new game, and just how do you feel about this year's new game, maybe compared to past ones? Is it better than past ones? Around the same thing? You don't like it quite as much? What's your initial thoughts on this new game?
I like the game. It's definitely an interesting take. It seems more like you are having 2 games played head to head, less of like, the past years usually everything's on the opposite side of the field. And it's new this year that your game pieces are on the same side as your scoring. So there's not going to be nearly as much cross field transaction, especially again with that you can only have one bot across the field. So that's definitely going to bring a new big change to the gameplay style that I'm looking to see how it plays out. And then I think a major theme of this year is going to be manual alignment is going to be rough. I mean, trying to hit those posts, you're putting a not even 4 inch diameter hole on like a 2 inch diameter pipe. It's going to be, you have tight tolerances there. And um, trying to figure out camera alignment is not easy. So it's going to be interesting to see how, where the best drivers spring up and who are able to get that manual alignment down even.
Okay. What about you, Josiah? What's your thought of this whole new game?
Um, I think it's interesting, especially that this is my second game I've been playing in, and it seems fun, especially that it's underwater themed for help clean the ocean.
Do you like it more than last year's or not quite?
Um, I think last year was a bit more fun watching all those discs things flying around.
And you guys have been busy, building the bot here the last couple weeks or months, I even probably. And did you have any struggles with the robot here this year when it comes to planning for this new game?
Our biggest struggle this year for building has come with waiting for parts. We ordered parts before the season even came, I think like 3 weeks out, and we still were waiting for them to come in the first week, and waiting for, hey, we need this. Oh, it's on pre-order or on back order, and now we're waiting for it, and we can't start building this part next section until we've done with this section. So we played a lot of waiting, and right now we're playing the wait game. We're like 113, and the weight limit's 115, so. Still trying to add what we can and keep our weight just under.
Yep. How about you, Josiah? Anything to add to that?
I don't think so.
Okay. And you guys have mentioned it. You're two, I would say, veterans now at robotics. I know, Briley, you a little bit longer than Josiah, but what's been your favorite memory made during your time in robotics?
Um, I think that having fun and cooperating with other teams and learning what their plans are and how we should be on the field.
I think I have a lot of good memories from robotics. There's a lot of good build seasons when I got a good groove going and you're just cranking things out and everything's working like you want to. But the competition days or like when you're coming back and it's the day before finals and you're either doing scouting or you're hoping you're gonna get picked because you're not looking to scout because you're not gonna be high enough. So you're just like hoping you get picked and then you get back to the hotel and you're able to relax and kind of have some fun with your teammates in the hotel room.
Yep. And what made you guys want to go first get into robotics?
Um,
I I think our Vex IQ team started when I was first eligible to be in it, so I was on the first group of that. It was just kind of something that looked interesting to me, and then from there I kind of grew into a passion of building things, and I was kind of an ideas person. As I've worked more into the first side of it, I've realized maybe I'm not the best at implementing my ideas, but I'm good at making ideas. So I've came a little bit less hands-on on the build side of it and more to the heavy into programming and the prototyping side of it. And then I help get my ideas across the build team, but it's really a passion of mine and I'm looking to go into engineering and it's kind of seems to be similar ties into that.
what made me want to join is that doing the programming part and having fun building the robot with other people, and that's basically about it.
Okay.
No,
Tell me a little bit more about Duluth as well. I understand that's a pretty big competition for the entire region. Am I correct?
Yeah, Duluth, because there's two competitions there at the same time. So usually, if I go to Grand Forks, I'm there with 48 teams around that number. But Duluth, you'll be with 48 teams, and if you go right across to the next big hall, there's another 48 teams. So it's going to be really busy for if you're going to try to get food around the area. But our team hasn't been there in the past 3 years, I think. We kind of took a break and tried some different areas. But this year we wanted to really try hit it early, especially with the new uh, world trips that ranking hierarchy. I kind of forgot what it's called now, but to be able to get in the pool, the state pool early, and maybe get one of those draws earlier on, and or maybe later on, depending on when it happens. And that's kind of was our take on it. The other thought was just get in the season, crank it out early, and if we don't do as hot, then at least the season's not over earlier, and we're not building a whole new robot between week 2 and week 5 like we did 2 years ago.
Plus, Duluth, just a nice place to go to, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And how about just these next couple weeks for you guys as a team? I know we've mentioned you guys are going to these two events, but what do you kind of do in between these events to prepare for the next one and then later on in the season? What kind of the next couple weeks for you guys look over in Thief River itself?
A lot of the in-between competitions in the past years have been big rebuilds. We've had to, as I said, 2 years ago, we rebuilt a whole new robot. We went from true tank with a crane arm to swerve drive with a uh, linear slides arm, which is completely different. Last year, we changed our shooter mechanism from side wheels to rollers. This year, we're hoping that with the way that the pipe handles, there's only so many ways you can grab a piece of pipe. So we're kind of thinking that our idea that we have right now, it's either going to work or we're not going to be able to change it up, especially with the time frame. So it'll be more like, what were some small changes that we can make? Where is some way that we can maybe cut weight and add a little bit more bracing or small details like that that'll help give us a little bit more of a competition edge in Grand Forks over Duluth.
Okay. Do you guys have any personal goals for robotics here this year? Any or team goals, anything like that you wanted to share for goals?
Our big goal this year, we're really pushing. We feel confident. I say I feel confident, hoping that we can try to get a world trip this year. It's been a while since our team has gotten a world trip. We were close last year. We started really close. We were lost in finals at Grand Forks, and then our year slowly declined because our robot kept falling apart more and more. But this year we're hoping to kind of capture that moment again in Duluth or Grand Forks and get that trip in finals. Other than that, just kind of the goal of let's not see a robot split in half because that's also happened in the last 2 years. So let's hope to not see that this year.
And any personal goals for you, Josiah?
Probably being on the drive team, otherwise don't mind being human player if they really need it.
Hmm.
And yeah.
Okay. And you guys are it's I'm sure as many would know, Thief River Falls. You guys' name is ProDigi, so you guys are affiliated with DigiKey, and just how nice is it to have the backing of a or international business like DigiKey and being able to maybe have them at your disposal if you guys have questions or anything like that.
Yeah, they've been helpful this year. We got some batteries from them this year. There were some sensors we pulled from their stocks that they're like, it's on us, guys. You can have that. Our beam brake is from them this year. It's nice to be. Oh, we're printing our wheels for them. That's a big thing. We only have one printer here, so we're running out of time to get those prints because again we were waiting for TPU to come in, and they were like, yeah, we could print those for you. So gave them the filament and then they're printing them for us. So it's nice having some of that extra support in materials that that we can find, and we don't have to wait for that whole back ordering and all that happens within the first is what we're running into.
Okay. And then a final question for the each of you. If there's a kid maybe at a school that has a robotics and they're maybe hesitant to join them or interested in joining, how would you sell robotics to them as an organization they should consider going into?
My take on it is that if you want to go into an extracurricular that's going to apply about as close as you can get to applying to a real world position where if the skills I learn in robotics, I can apply to almost any job I find out there. If I go play football, there's hard work, there's determination, but there's not the hands-on skill, the creative thinking that you get in robotics that you're gonna be able to apply to basically any job. Especially really to me, engineering is a big one, but even jobs, even if I go to work at Walmart, that whole something's not working, applying that creative thinking and how to solve this problem can be applied anywhere.
Did you want to add anything to that, Josiah?
I don't think so. I agree with him, especially for people who aren't really good at problem solving. Then if they were on some hand-on activities, it would help them help solve problems better, help improve what they didn't before.
Plus, I mean, it's just fun as well, right? I mean, you get to build a robot. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just as long as nothing gets destroyed or catches on fire. That could cause some real problems.
You bet.
Awesome. Well, did either of you two have anything else you wanted to say about robotics or any shout outs, anything like that, before we get going here today?
I don't think so, but thank you for your time.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
I'm PJ Rund, and I live in Mission Court in Ada, Minnesota. Here, there are a lot of people like it here. Well, what could be better?
I'm Molly, and I have lived here a little over 3 years now. I like the fact that I don't have stairs or elevators, and there's always some activities around here.
You can't help but like it here. That's what I say.
Gordon Construction of Mahnomen is a Native American-owned business proudly operating on the White Earth Indian Reservation since 1983. As a bonded general contractor, Gordon Construction provides years of experience in large, detailed, and within-budget projects. Gordon Construction is committed to the safety of its employees and the environment of its work sites. To learn more about Gordon Construction of Mahnomen, visit gcmahnomen.com or call 218-935-2191.
Can I have you guys introduce yourselves real quick? Your name, what grade are you in, and what is your role on the robotics team?
My name's Colton. I'm in 10th grade and I help build.
I'm Cooper. I'm in 11th and I also help build on the build team.
I'm Cody. I'm in 10th grade and I help build.
I'm Amaya. I'm also in 10th grade. I help with electrician and I do graphic design.
Okay. And so you guys are a part of the Messy Bees of Aurora. And from what I saw, this is your guys' second year as a team?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of you guys were on the team last year for the first year?
Yep.
So how did the team get its start?
Honestly,
it was our old our old shop teacher. He wanted to start a robotics team because the Iron Mosquitoes came up and showed us all their stuff.
And DJ was like, "Yeah, I'm already on. I was on one, so let me start this up with you." And then we all ended up there somehow.
Yeah. So now you guys are in week 0 has now officially passed. You guys are in week 1. So what's some of the progress that you guys have seen with the robot you're working on?
A lot of progress. We've had a lot of progress. We've been working on mostly our shooting mechanism and working on electrical.
Yeah, you guys mentioned you had a shooting mechanism. So what's the task that you're wanting the robot that you're building to do?
We're going to pick up from the human player source, and then we're going to score the coral in the trough.
Okay. And so I guess a bit of context, I was not in a robotics team, so so what is all that? How do the competitions usually work?
We drive down, get everything set up. Then there's usually like little practice matches for like a day, would you say?
Yeah.
For a day. And then the real thing starts like the next day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starts Thursday.
And then we go through all our matches and then score good. People want us on their team. We can go to qualify or the final match.
Okay. So, with these earlier stages of the season, what's probably been the biggest challenge that you guys have had to tackle so far?
What was some of the challenges in the early season, do you guys think?
We didn't really have many challenges.
Yeah, it hasn't been incredibly hard this year.
Yeah, we haven't had, well, maybe our climber a little bit.
Yeah.
Like maybe our little idea for our climber mechanism, that might be a little bit of an issue, but we haven't had a huge issue so far yet.
Okay. So with the climber, what's been that issue that you guys have been facing?
Kind of like physics aren't on our side. Robot's center of gravity isn't where we kind of want it.
Okay.
So it kind of
The back tires don't pick up.
yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. So then, if you had to compare, so that first year as a robotics team, what was probably the biggest lesson you learned that you've been carrying into this second year?
I don't know.
Well, one of the big ones is that it's not as much of a rush as we made it out to be the first year. We don't have to just go, go, go. We can take time to work through things.
Mm-hmm. We're also way further ahead this year than we were last year.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So then what would you say
Yeah.
is probably the biggest goal then you guys have, like say by the end of this week or by the end of next week, what would you say would be the biggest goal for yourselves?
They'd be able to go to that little thing on Saturday.
Yeah.
And actually do good.
Mhm.
You got it?
Yeah. For our robot to work.
Yeah, I think a goal right now is Saturday be able to go to that little ESCO. Yeah, go to ESCO on Saturday and actually do good on that little practice thing.
And so from the programming and the graphics design side of things, what would you say? Because I'm guessing a little different from building, because we got our three builders over here. What would you say? How does that differ for you? Like how you work with her group members, or with like how you go about your tasks?
I have to wait for them to finish some things, or for graphic design, I have to double check with everything to make sure it looks all good, and then for my electrical stuff, I have to wait for most of the robot to be done so I can connect everything and make sure it works all right.
Okay. Yeah. So then, yeah, I know you guys mentioned quite a few sophomores in this group here. So then, have you guys already thought about like things for future seasons or like future teams? Are you hoping to either like change or do different? And as you guys, continue building out the robotics team?
Hopefully we can build it out. Yeah.
I think it'd probably be nice if we'd be able to recruit a little bit more people, have a little bit bigger team.
That are really engaged in it and actually want to help us.
Okay. So how did you guys join the robotics team? What made you want to think, oh yeah, I want to join the robotics team?
Colton, let's start with you.
It looked cool. I play a lot of video games and I liked it, I guess. I don't know.
Kind of wanted to for a while, and then when I got to high school, it was taken out of our school, and then it got brought back. So
I wanted to because I figured it'd just be a really good after school activity and something productive to do.
I did it because my older brother was on the Babbitt one, so I joined that one, and then we moved over here.
Okay. Yeah. And so for your mentor then, for the team, like how like hands-on is your mentor with helping out with the robot, or do they kind of just let you guys handle everything and just give input or advice here and there?
depends on what we're doing. A lot of the building, we're really the only ones hands on. Like he'll give us advice or help us with something, but then it kind of goes to like coding, and it's like we don't know much about it, so he helps a lot more with that kind of stuff.
Okay. And so, if I remember correctly, so this weekend, then I'm assuming some competitions happening for week one.
Yeah, there's little practice matches in ESCO.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are there usually like a lot of other teams? Do you guys try and interact with a lot of the other teams when you're at these competitions?
I'd say there's a good chunk of teams there, and yeah, we like to talk to them.
Especially before our matches when we compete, we like to go and discuss with other teams before we go.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys for your time, and I guess any final things. What else can you tell me about you guys' robot before we wrap things up?
What do you think? Anything we haven't touched upon?
I don't really think so.
It's better than last year.
Yeah,
Looks way better than last year.
and I think we got a good shot of doing pretty good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying if we can get points and do good, that's good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said earlier, I want to wish you guys the very best of luck, and I want to thank you for your time here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Looking for a bank that truly cares about your financial well-being? That would be the First National Bank of McIntosh. Their experienced staff is dedicated to providing exceptional customer service and helping you find the right financial solutions for your needs. From personal to business banking services, they have everything you need to take control of your money. Plus, their commitment to the local community means that your money stays where it matters, right here in McIntosh. Trust First National Bank of McIntosh, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
In today's competitive market, your company needs a manufacturing partner that can deliver high-quality products, on-time delivery, and unmatched expertise. Team Industries of Bagley has been a leading provider of precision machining and manufacturing services for over 50 years. Whether you need custom-made parts, precision engineering, or complete assembly services, Team Industries of Bagley can help you take your manufacturing to the next level. Visit their website today to learn more about their capabilities or give them a call to schedule a consultation. At Winnie Mac School, we're shaping the leaders of tomorrow with dedicated teachers, a strong sense of community, and opportunities to excel in academics, arts, and athletics. We strive to give every student a chance to succeed. From kindergarten through high school, we offer a supportive environment where students can grow, learn, and discover their full potential. Together, we're building a brighter future. Join the Winnie Mac family, where education and community go hand in hand at the Winnie Mac School.
Right now, we're glad to be joined by Quack Attack. They are from Black Duck, Minnesota, and Robotics Club joining us here on the Robotics Show program on yourliveevent.com. Thanks for joining us here and taking time and chatting with us. I know you guys got busy stuff, a lot of stuff going on. You got Grand Forks and Duluth contest coming up here shortly, but we wanted to get you on here and interview your program. The Quack Attack head coach or head mentor is Amos Bessler, and he's in his 4th year. And it's the 13th year of the program. So we're joined by Travis Whirl. He's got the hat on there and the sweatshirt. And then also Will Mahaffey and Wade Lamb and Autumn Carey. So thanks joining us for everybody here. So Travis, we're going to start with you first. And maybe talk about, how is the Robotics Club going along this year so far for you guys?
Well, For us, we've had challenges with the hex rods and bending hex rods and chains popping off and such, but we've been able to work through them and mostly get everything fixed back. We still have some struggles about who our driver's going to be, but mostly figured everything out.
Okay, Will?
Yeah, we've also had a kind of a hard time figuring out how to integrate our limelight into our robot. It's been a big struggle getting the right values and stuff in the code for that. And yeah, you mentioned hex rods. We've had to switch everything to the steel ones so they don't twist. And yeah, I mean, everything's going pretty smoothly so far. Just a few minor hiccups.
Wade?
I'd say it's been going pretty well. I'm more of the builder side. I kind of put it together, tell me what to do. I'd get it done pretty efficiently. It's hasn't been bad, you know. Some of the code is iffy. We're working it out. I'd say it's going pretty well, honestly.
And Autumn?
I think the hardest thing this year is trying to get more people involved in the program and also having like the community shed more light on our robotics team.
How many members do you currently have right now, Autumn? Do you know the exact or you know estimate?
14.
14. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Maybe if you want to, we'll start with Travis. Maybe talk about your role. What are each one of your roles?
I've helped building some, organizing, and mostly I've helped like with the technician stuff, and then they've tried me at driver this year, and just kind of wherever I fit in is where I do.
Will?
Then I do a lot of the wiring on the robot, and I also am one of the main drivers for the robot. So I control the wheels, and I also teach a lot of the other kids how to do stuff. Like I teach them the wiring, and I also help out our coach with coding sometimes. Not like too terribly good at it, but I can sort of help out sometimes.
Wait.
I'm like the technician, fabricator, builder, do a lot of the hands-on stuff. I've been driver in the past. Like Travis said, we're figuring that out still, who our second will be. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of, they tell me what to do, I do it, get it done. It's about.
And Autumn?
I'm more of on the managing side of things, so anything that our coach needs me to do, like fundraising or looking for a certain thing online, I always get that done as quick as I possibly can so that we can keep building our robot and moving on efficiently.
Okay, awesome. Will, did you want to talk about some club goals for this year?
Yeah, so we really want to get the code is a really big part of our goal this year. We really want to automate as much as possible. We've struggled with autonomous in the past, and we're hoping this year we can get it figured out and working right. Because last year we used Path Planner and it was way off, didn't work at all. So that's one of our main goals this year. And then we're also trying to get more students from our school involved in robotics this year because we have a really small team and it's hard to get stuff done with so little people. We're also working on organization in our pit a lot better. It's been another really big issue we struggle with a lot. People never put stuff back where it's supposed to be. Or just, you know. Yeah, that's about it.
And anybody can answer this one. How do you join the robotics club for your team there? And are there any requirements?
As of right now, we don't really have like a set thing that you have to do to get into the program. You kind of just
got
put in you put in the time. You have to be ninth grade above, and yeah, you just have good hard work and determination to join the team.
How long have each of you been on the team? Travis, you're first.
For this team here, I've been on here this is my second year. I've done other robotics programs in the past though.
This is my second year as well.
This is my third year on 411.
This is my second year, but I used to help my dad in the past when he used to coach.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, you guys. Couple more questions here before we let you go. Travis, maybe talk about some kind of challenges or obstacles you're facing, when you work on these projects.
We keep messing up with our program and like the hex rods keep twisting and we're trying to figure out different ways to get that stuff better.
Will?
We've been having issues with directions of motors because we keep when we rebuild stuff, we kind of flip stuff around sometimes, and then when we go to test it again, everything can be backwards in the code, and our school doesn't really have a coding class you can take, so not a lot of our students know any of that. So we really rely on our second coach to code everything. So that's been a kind of a challenge.
Wait?
I'd say probably organization. Sometimes just trying to find the parts you need and get everything to and from and in timely manner. It's just we're working on it. It's been a struggle, but we're getting there.
And Autumn?
I think the biggest issue I'm having currently is prioritization, because I'll start working on something and then something else will come up that most likely needs to be done before that, and then I kind of forget about it.
Okay, so Travis, just you can keep going down the line. Travis, we'll start with you. What's your favorite part about the robotics club?
Just to be able to have the hands-on, just to be able to build stuff and have hands-on and be able to work your imagination.
Yeah, my favorite part is I don't know. I've always loved doing robotics sort of stuff. I like testing myself and applying the skills I've learned in a fun way, and then you get to see it all work out once you get to competition and see how your robot runs.
I'd say my favorite part is like building the robot, hanging out with the people on the team, and going to competition, competing, watching us win, watching us lose sometimes, and just having a good time. It's pretty fun.
I say I really like how everyone is so creative in their ideas and what we could do with the robot versus like how we build it and design it. And just that everyone is acts like a family most of the time. We're always cracking jokes and having a great old time.
All right, well, awesome job, everybody. We appreciate it. Anything else you'd like to add at all? Anybody, Travis, want to add anything, or everybody good? When's your first meet now again?
Our first meet is February 26th, 27th, around then.
Is that the Grand Forks one, or?
It's the Duluth.
Oh, Duluth. Okay. Duluth and then Grand Forks is after that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I love the name. I think it's a cool name, Quack Attack, and good luck at the competitions coming up. And thanks for joining us here on your live event.